Let me show you kind of just what a panel is. This is a typical ultra base panel. And as you can see, this is our, what we call ultra base standard. And this is an 1.25" panel. And you can see on the top, there are enormous amount of drain holes for your vertical drainage. Our vertical drainage numbers are in the hundreds of inches per hour. In fact, on our Champion panel, which I'll show you, it's like 1,500 inches per hour. Here you can maybe see the spikes that we have on top. We call these turf barbs. And this is the system that we use to keep the turf from moving. This is what allows, when you put the turf down, it stays put. Our locking features basically are an over-under locking feature. And that's what allows the panels to, when they go together, they stay together. They can't rise above each other. They can't go below each other. So there is where you can create your planarity. Each panel is designed with this cell structure. Now, one of the things I didn't mention, which I should have, was shock absorption and attenuation. These cells allow for the panel to act as a shock pad. In fact, the numbers that we're getting, the biggest issue that I had when I first started was that companies that were doing the testing for me were saying, nobody's going to understand these numbers because you're decimating the original standards. We are getting Gmax numbers of like 125 on this panel on a compacted earth base without any turf on it. So essentially, we're getting all the shock attenuation that we need just on the panels itself without turf. So anything that you add in the form of turf and infill is only going to enhance this. But you can tell by this panel, this is not like running on a sand dune. This is a hard panel. It's just that we've engineered it to allow for proper shock absorption. You also can see there are slots cut through the whole entire bottom side and on all the exit points. That's what allows all the water to drain horizontally out from under the field. So essentially, for me, this is, an all-in-one system. We've addressed all the issues that are a concern to building a field, and we've put it into one panel. Now, when we did this, we've had great success with this, not only for the fields that we've been building around the world, the mini pitches, but also the golf industry has migrated to this panel very heavily because of the fact that all these panels, although you may not believe it, they will flex and contort to go over top of terrain of a golf green and or the crown of a field. But this panel was being received very successfully across the world technically, and we sold a lot of it and still are every day. But we knew that the industry wanted something that was going to be maybe economically a little bit better. And so we sat back and said, well, what can we do to this panel? Never give up our quality whatsoever, but achieve something that may be a little bit more cost effective. And from there, we developed what we just launched, Ultra Base Champion. And Ultra Base Champion now is a 3/4 inch version. As you can see, we've actually we've added more vertical drain holes for greater vertical drainage. In fact, this product here drains at a rate of over 1,500 inches per hour. We've got more horizontal slots for horizontal drainage, but it's only 3/4 of an inch thick. And by doing that, we cut the weight down by almost half, and that allows for a better price point. And so this is become, of the last month or so since we launched it, our phone's ringing off the hook. People are very excited by this because now we are getting to the point where we are better than the cost of stone. We're better than the cost of many of the systems out there, and we have an all-in-one inclusive system. So we're really excited by what Ultra Base Champion is going to do for us in the industry. Now, this panel is also getting just incredible Gmax and HIC values. The Gmax on this panel with an 1.5" pile height turf, with a pound of sand and a pound of rubber, Gmax of 85 on a compacted earth and fines base, 125 on this product on concrete. And one of the reasons that I was so excited about developing Champion is that I know that the future of synthetic turf has got to go beyond ground construction. I want to build on concrete, existing concrete, asphalt, rooftop, inside of warehouses, on tops of cruise ships like we're doing, basically anywhere. There should be no limitations to where a athletic field or a greenscape area or a playground can be built. So the altar-based system and the tour-length system has always allowed for us to build virtually anywhere we want to without limitations. And that's, I think, very important for us as all turf. We're all here to move square footage, and we don't want to be limited by the sub-base. And so now with the altar-based systems, we no longer are limited, because to me there are no limitations anymore.